welcome back to another video, and the Stanley Cup Playoffs are right around the corner, so I thought it'd be the perfect time to do a video on what if the NHL playoffs started today as of March 29th, 2022. And looking at some of these matchups, I was kind of surprised, but let's start on the left side of the bracket, the Western Conference. We have the number one seeded Colorado Avalanche taking on the Vegas Golden Knights in the top tier there. The second matchup we have in the Western Conference is the Minnesota Wild, led by Kapril the Thrill Kaprizov. He's been an absolute beast for them. Matt Boldy. They definitely have a bright future. Marco Rossi. The list goes on and on. Matt Dumba. But they'll be playing a tough St. Louis Blues. Ryan O'Reilly, David Perron, Vladdy Tarasenko. In the lower half, we have the Calgary Flames, who I believe are the second seed in the Western Conference. They have that top line that's just been lighting it up with Lindholm, Johnny Hockey, who's third or fourth in scoring, and then Matt Tkachuk. And then one of the first shockers for me is the Nashville Predators. I did not know they were having this great of a season, but they have a tough round one matchup as they match up versus the Calgary Flames. And then the final matchup in the West is the Los Angeles Kings, who is the second shocker to me. I did not know that the Los Angeles Kings were in playoff contention. I don't watch them too much. I have a franchise rebuild on them, but that's as far as I got with them. But good for them, but they're playing my second favorite team, the Edmonton Oilers, as the Ottawa Senators, my favorite team. Will never be in the playoffs, it seems like. So, that is the Western Conference there, with Connor McDavid going head-to-head with Quinn Byfield, Arthur Kaliev. So that should be a fun matchup. On the east side, we have the number one seeded Carolina Hurricanes taking on Alexander Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals. This would be a fun series. I believe they played last year or 2 years ago. I think Washington took it. But after that, we got Pittsburgh versus the Rangers. I feel like I've seen this series 1,000 times with Henrik Lundqvist. But let's add one more to the collection here. As Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin going to be going head-to-head with Mika Zibanejad, Adam Fox, Artemi Panarin. But that's going to be a banger of a series if that happens in real life. And then the bottom two matchups, we have the Florida Panthers and the Boston Bruins. So honestly, this East makes a lot of sense to me. All these matchups I can see happening. But I'll continue here. The Florida Panthers versus the Boston Bruins. Florida, just the deepest team. They just scoring 4 or 5 goals a game somehow. But they got the Boston Bruins, who, if they could have goaltending, they've had a little bit of goaltending issues with Swayman, Rask, and all that type of stuff. But they have one of the best lines in hockey with Brad Marchand, David Pastrnak, and then Patrice Bergeron. So it's always a fun matchup there. And then just all offense in the last series here. We have the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Tampa Bay Lightning going head-to-head. I mean, look at the stars. Kucherov, Stamkos, Cirelli, Braden Point. I can't believe I said Cirelli before Point. Vasilevsky, Jason Spezza, the best goal scorer in the NHL. Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, Michael Bunting, John Tavares. I mean, this is the star-studded lineup. But let's get straight into this. The Stanley Cup Playoffs, according to March 29, 2022. Let's see. I want to make some predictions here. Okay, so I'm seeing Colorado. I'm going to go Colorado. I'm going to go Minnesota. I'm going to go Nashville with the upset somehow. And I'm going to go Edmonton. Okay, and then I'll have Edmonton go all the way to the finals. No, I'm going to go Colorado to the finals. Actually, let's get a little bit of an underdog. Edmonton all the way to the finals. The east side, I'm going to take Washington. I'm going to take Pittsburgh. I'm going to take Boston. And I'm going to take the Toronto Maple Leafs. And in the finals, I'm thinking Edmonton, Toronto. If real life, Toronto's not getting out of round one. You know how it goes. But let's go. Edmonton, Toronto is my prediction. Let's start these simulations here. All right, so I simulated the first round of the Stanley Cup Playoffs, and we got some interesting matchups here. So I'm glad I didn't go with Colorado, as Vegas takes out Colorado in round one, 6 games, 4-2. Minnesota takes down the Blues 4-3. Calgary takes down the Predators 4-3. Edmonton dismantles the LA Kings 4-1. So we got the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Minnesota Wild, and Calgary versus Edmonton, the Battle of Alberta in round 2. That would be a great matchup to watch. Washington does get the upset over the Carolina Hurricanes. Pittsburgh takes down the Rangers, Boston passed the Florida Panthers, and Tampa Bay takes out Toronto in game number 7. When I was slow simulating, I'm pretty sure Toronto had a 3-1 series lead. So some things just never change. But we got Boston versus Tampa, Pittsburgh versus Washington. You've seen that series 1,000 times as well. Ovechkin versus Crosby. But for this round, I'll do a little bit of slow simulation. But let's take a look at the stats. So David Pastrnak leading the way, 9 points in 5 games. Basically 2 points per game, plus 7, doing really well. Steven Stamkos, Matt Zuccarello, Sid the Kid, or Sid the Old Kid now, TJ Oshie, Brad Marchand, Willie Nylander, Kirill Kaprizov, Ryan Johansson, Corey Perry has 7 points in 7 games, so really coming alive for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Svechnikov, I'll just go everyone above a point per game. Connor McDavid, Tolvalainen, Carlson, Gensel. The scoring's been pretty high. There's Nathan McKinnon, 6 points in 6 games, but not enough to advance. Laffy Taffy, but those are all the numbers. Connor McMichael, very good. 1 goal, 5 assists, plus 6, probably playing with TJ Oshie there. But let's continue the simulation here. So, game number 1, simulate the next game, and it looks like Vegas takes game number 1. I'm just going to kind of go through this pretty quickly here. Washington falls in game 1. Tampa Bay looking to make it a 3-peat. Evens up the series there with the Minnesota Wild. Same with the Edmonton Oilers. Can the Washington Capitals? The Washington Capitals fall down 2-0 so far. So not the greatest start for them, but Tampa Bay. Boston, game number 2. Tampa takes that as well. Kirill Kaprizov wins game number 3. Just keep the simulation going. Edmonton takes that one. Washington finally gets on the board. Can Boston? Boston also gets on the board. So some pretty competitive series now. There we go. Vegas ties it up. And it looks like the main point getter so far is Andre Palat, which is surprising. Edmonton takes down the Calgary Flames in game number 4. And it looks like Washington is able to even up the series. And then the Boston Bruins, you're in a hole now. You're in a hole now. Vegas takes the game. Can Edmonton close it out? They do. So Edmonton will be moving all the way to the Western Conference Finals as they have an 8-2 record. Washington, Pittsburgh. Washington gets it done 3-2. And then, well, the Boston Bruins get eliminated. They do. So the not the New York Rangers, the Tampa Bay Lightning will be advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals. Will the Vegas Golden Knights be joining the Edmonton Oilers, or can Kirill Kaprizov push it to a game number 7 here? They cannot. Can Alexander Ovechkin end it? And there it is. The series are set for the conference finals here. We have Edmonton versus Vegas, and then Tampa Bay versus the Washington Capitals. I don't know how to brain fart. I have no clue how to brain fart. Washington's one of my favorite teams. But this is actually very similar to a potential rematch between Vegas and the Washington Capitals here. So pretty interesting there. Let's take a look at the stats. Sidney Crosby leading the way, 15 points. Jake Gensel, 14. Palat, Stamkos, Bergie, Victor Hedman, TJ Oshie, Eriksson Ek, unfortunately eliminated here. Corey Perry kept it up. I mean, 11 points in 12 games, so he's doing really well for them. Kaloran, Pastrnak, Kaprizov. Where's Connor McDavid? So McDavid, 11 points, -3, but Nugent Hopkins looks like he's been their best player so far. I don't see Draisaitl. Where is Draisaitl? Am I blind? I probably... Oh, there he is. 10 points in 10 games, so it looks like he may have gotten injured. Because McDavid... Oh, no, only 10 games. Ignore me. I'm not the brightest. But let's get into this. Vegas versus Edmonton Stanley Cup Western Conference Finals here. Yeah, Western Conference Finals. Let's simulate the game here. Simulate to next game. Game 1 goes to Edmonton. Game 1 goes to Tampa Bay. So, game number 2 here. Edmonton also takes that to take a 2-0 series lead over the Vegas Golden Knights. Game 2, can Washington even up the series? They cannot. Are we seeing 2 4-0s here? We seeing 2 4-0s, and we will not, as Vegas takes a game off Edmonton to make it 4-2. Can Washington do the same here? They can. We got a series. We got 2 series here. Game number 4, there it is. Vegas evens it up. They win 2 straight to even up versus the Edmonton Oilers here. Can the Washington Capitals even it up? They do. So a 2-2 series for both matchups. Pretty intense hockey here. Game number 5. And, ooh, the Vegas Golden Knights fall. They lose their 2-game winning streak. Can Washington take the series lead? They cannot. So 3-2 lead in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. Can they close it out here? Can Vegas hold on? They have the home ice advantage. So let's see. First period, and that's a 3-1 lead for the Edmonton Oilers as Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid both get power play goals in 30 seconds, and Jesse Puljujarvi adds one. They go in for Martinez, but down 3-1. Second period, they bring it a little bit closer. Shea Theodore gets in on the scoring, and Vegas needs to score here to extend the series. 3-2, backs against the wall, and Evgeny Dadonov gets a power play goal. Then Marcus Janmark scores right after to give the Vegas Golden Knights a lead. Mark Stone gets in on the scoring, and it looks like a third period collapse for the Edmonton Oilers, but it's not over yet. Jesse Puljujarvi gets 1 goal to bring them close. Can Vegas hold on? Is this going to Game 7? It is Game 7, Vegas versus Edmonton. Edmonton choked there. The Oilers choked there. All right, here, let's simulate this game. Can Washington extend this to game number 7, just like the Vegas Golden Knights? First period, 1-1, Carl Hagelin, Reese Colton. Out of all the guys who score a power play goal, I'm surprised it's him, I'm going to say. But shots 13-7 in favor of Tampa. Washington needs to step it up here. They got home ice advantage in this game. Second period, there it is. They got, I'm not even going to bother saying his name, but AJF, we'll call him. AJF with a big goal. Washington needs to hold on here. They need to hold on here unless they don't want to make it to the Stanley Cup Finals here. Give me an Ovechkin goal. Give me something. Power play for Tampa. Can they capitalize? Big penalty kill by the Washington Capitals. And can they hold on? Matthew Joseph, the Ottawa Senator. That's an unfair goal, but wow. Tampa Bay, and there it is. Tampa Bay is going to advance as Washington gives up 2 goals late to the defending 2-time Stanley Cup champions, the Tampa Bay Lightning, and we got a Game 7 here. Game 7, Vegas versus Edmonton. Edmonton has home ice advantage. Can they close it out, though? Can the Edmonton Oilers close it out, or will Vegas storm back and take the series straight from the feet of the Edmonton Oilers? First period, that's a big period. Kyle Turris scores 2 goals in 2 minutes to give him a 2-0 lead. Second period, Dadonov answers right back as he scores 2 goals, and we got a series here. Next goal will probably win this series. Who is going to play the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Stanley Cup Finals? Can't capitalize on the power play. Barrett Hayden, I believe his name, scores for Vegas. They get a power play, a long one, 2 minutes left in the game. Can Edmonton score? Oh my God, Colton Sceviour scores with 59 seconds left to even up this game. This series is insane. Vegas, Edmonton, 3-3 series, 3-3 game. Next goal advances to the Stanley Cup Playoffs. Will Vegas make it back? They have a huge power play, unable to capitalize. Edmonton's looking. Power play for Edmonton now. They are unable to capitalize. And this one, power play for Vegas, and that's going to do it. Mark Stone scores a power play goal to send the Vegas Golden Knights to the Stanley Cup Finals, where they match up against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Is this realistic so far? Any way Vegas versus Tampa happens, I mean, I can definitely see Tampa coming out of the East. I can definitely see it. And, I mean, with the team that the Vegas Golden Knights have, if they're healthy, they can advance out of that first round as well. But let's get straight into this. Vegas versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. Simulate. Let's go. I'm going to do the quick sims here. First period, Tampa up 2-1 as Corey Perry has been on a roll for them. Second period, Steven Stamkos. Third period, game 1 in the books. 3 more games for Tampa Bay to become back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. Game number 2, still home ice advantage for the Tampa Bay Lightning. First period, 0-0 game. Second period, both teams score. Howden, my apologies, and Eric Cernak score. Third period, Tampa Bay once again wins by a score of 3-1, and they now have a 2-0 series lead over the Vegas Golden Knights. Can Vegas answer back here? They're finally back on home ice. They need this. You cannot go down 0-3 in the Stanley Cup Finals. First period, down 2-1. Cal Foot, Steven Stamkos. They get a goal from Mark Stone, though. Second period, still 2-1. Vegas, you need a big period here. That's all I'm going to say. Vegas, you need a big period here. Boom. Okay, they get it. Haig, Palat scores, but Howden scores once again with 15 seconds left. They were 15 seconds away from going 0-3 down in the Stanley Cup Finals to Tampa, but they need this game overtime, but it doesn't matter as Pierre Bellemare scores right away for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and they have a 3-0 series lead over the Vegas Golden Knights. And Vegas, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Best of luck. There you go. That's a good start. It's a good start. A 1-0 lead after the first period, essentially outshooting them 2-1. Second period, they give up a couple goals, but they do get a couple themselves, as it is now a 3-2 game. A quick sim here, 4-4. They give up a shorthanded goal to Cernak. Dadonov's been really good for them. Victor Hedman. It's funny how Dadonov was supposed to be traded, and in real life, he's become an absolute beast ever since that trade has been reversed, since he was no way going to go play for the team that he got traded to. I think it was Arizona. Oh, no, it was Anaheim. It was the Ducks. But the Tampa Bay Lightning are 1 goal away from becoming back-to-back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. Will they do it, or will Vegas force a 5th game in this series? Why is the simulation so slow? Can't have that. There it is. Vegas is on the board. The Vegas Golden Knights are on the board. They win 1, and they make it a 3-1 series lead now. They got... Oh, I simmed the game by accident. My bad. But Tampa Bay ends up taking it there. So they do win the Stanley Cup on home ice. The Tampa Bay Lightning are the 2021-2022... 21-2022 Stanley Cup champions. It looks like Andre Palat is going to win the playoff MVP. So let's take a final look at this bracket here. I mean, can this happen in real life if this was the bracket? I mean, it could. It could. Vegas could beat Colorado. I don't think they would. Edmonton could win those 3 series, or the 2 series that they won. Trying to look to see. Toronto probably loses. I'd probably think Florida would advance. Same with Carolina, but you never know. You never know. But what do you guys think about the accuracy here? Tampa Bay Lightning, Stanley Cup champions once again. I think it can happen. Let's look at the points here. Stamkos, Palat, Dadonov, Scory Perry, 23 points in 23 games, 27 penalty minutes. Give this guy the Hart Trophy, 78 overall. What a hero. What a hero. Connor McDavid, Riley Smith, Leon Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, Barry Boulette, Victor Hedman. But that is going to do it. So according to NHL 22, if the Stanley Cup playoffs started today, your Stanley Cup champions after the whole tournament would be the Tampa Bay Lightning. Would you guys agree with this? What do you guys think? Who do you think is going to win the Stanley Cup? I got the Edmonton Oilers. Let's go. Ride or die. Connor McDavid. Probably not going to happen, but I believe. And that's going to do it for this video. So as always, have a great day. Peace out.